Rover loved the first snowfall of winter. The forest sparkled under a thick blanket of snow, and his paws crunched joyfully with every step. But today wasn't just about play. He had a mission. The sneaky rabbit had been teasing him all morning, darting between trees, disappearing and reappearing as if the forest itself were playing tricks. Rover barked, chasing the little creature across the snowy meadow. The rabbit zigzagged effortlessly, laughing with tiny squeaks that made Rover tilt his head in mock frustration. Suddenly, the air grew colder, and the sky darkened with swirling snowflakes. A deep rumble echoed through the forest. Rover froze. His ears twitched, sensing danger. From the shadows of the frosted pines emerged a towering snow monster. Its icy breath turned the snow to frost as it moved, glowing eyes scanning for intruders. The rabbit, for the first time, stopped laughing. Its tiny body shivered as it crouched behind Rover, seeking protection. Rover growled, stepping forward. He wasn't just any dog. He was brave, loyal, and determined to protect the forest and his new companion. The monster roared, shaking the trees, but Rover noticed the creature's heavy steps, sinking slightly into the soft snow. An idea sparked in his mind. The rabbit twitched its nose and darted forward, then paused, looking back at Rover as if to say, "Follow me." Together, they led the snow monster across the forest. Weaving between trees, leaping over snowdrifts, the monster thunderously pursuing. Rover's strength and speed combined with the rabbit's cunning, creating a plan only they could execute. Finally, they reached a frozen lake. Rover barked, prompting the rabbit to thump its tiny foot against the ice. The monster lumbered onto the lake, confident and threatening, but the ice beneath its massive weight began to crack. Rover and the rabbit waited just long enough. Crack! The ice gave way, plunging the snow monster into the freezing water below. Its glowing eyes faded as the icy lake swallowed it, leaving only a quiet ripple behind. Rover shook the snow from his fur, glancing at the rabbit, who hopped happily beside him. No more teasing, no more running. They had faced danger together, and in that moment, a strong bond formed between them. From that day forward, Rover and the rabbit patrolled the snowy forest as unlikely friends, guardians of the winter realm, ready for any adventure that awaited.
Winter had barely settled when Rover and the sneaky rabbit, now his loyal companion, noticed something strange in the forest. The snow was unusually still, too silent, as if the woods were holding its breath. "Do you smell that?" Rover's nose twitched, picking up a scent that didn't belong. The rabbit's ears flattened. A faint trail of glowing footprints led deeper into the forest, winding toward the mountains. Curious and cautious, Rover padded forward, the rabbit close at his side. As they followed the trail, they discovered an abandoned cabin, half buried in snow. Inside, a warm glow flickered through the cracks. The door creaked open, revealing a group of tiny woodland creatures trapped inside, shivering and scared. A mischievous frost sprite had cast a cold spell, freezing the cabin shut. Rover barked to reassure them, while the rabbit nimbly hopped around, figuring out how to unlock the icy barrier. Using his strong paws, Rover broke the frozen doorframe just enough for the animals to slip out. Together, dog, rabbit, and rescued friends escaped to the open snow, where the warmth of sunlight began to melt the frost. As the little creatures scurried to safety, the rabbit whispered, "We make a good team, don't we?" Rover wagged his tail, proud and happy. But just as they celebrated, a distant howl echoed from the mountains, deeper and colder than any snow monster they had faced. Rover's ears perked up. The adventure wasn't over. Something bigger, stronger, and stranger than the snow monster was waking, and the forest guardians had to be ready. Rover and the rabbit glanced at each other, their friendship unspoken but unbreakable. Side by side, they trotted toward the mountains, ready to face whatever awaited them next in the snow.
The howl from the mountains grew louder each day, echoing through the snowy forest like a warning. Rover and the rabbit, now inseparable, knew they had to investigate. They followed the icy trail to a hidden valley where the snow sparkled unnaturally, shimmering with blue light. At the center of the valley stood a massive creature, larger than any snow monster they had seen before. Its body was covered in glistening ice, but its eyes, they were sad, not fierce. Rover growled softly, unsure. The rabbit twitched nervously, sensing something different. Suddenly, the creature spoke, not with words, but with thoughts. "I am not here to harm, I am lost. I do not know the way back to my home." Rover tilted his head. The snow monster had always seemed frightening, but this one was lonely. The rabbit hopped forward bravely, nudging Rover. Together they realized the creature wasn't evil. It was scared and alone, like a lost child in the snow. Using their cleverness and courage, Rover and the rabbit led the creature through the forest, across frozen lakes and past snow-covered cliffs. Along the way, they dodged falling icicles, outsmarted tricky snowdrifts, and even narrowly escaped a sudden avalanche. Each obstacle brought them closer, forging a bond stronger than fear. Finally, they reached a hidden cave sparkling with ice crystals, the creature's true home. As it stepped inside, the ice around it began to glow warmly, turning the cave into a magical sanctuary. Before leaving, it gently nuzzled Rover and the rabbit in gratitude. In a blink, it vanished into the shimmering snow, leaving behind a trail of sparkling snowflakes that danced in the air. Rover and the rabbit looked at each other, tired but happy. They had faced fear, danger, and the unknown, and had discovered that kindness and courage could turn even a monster into a friend. As they trotted back to their favorite snowy meadow, the rabbit whispered, "We did it, Rover. We saved a friend, and the forest feels brighter now." Rover barked happily, rolling in the soft snow. The sun peeked through the clouds, the snow sparkled like diamonds, and for the first time the forest felt truly magical. From that day forward, Rover, the rabbit, and the creatures of the snowy forest shared laughter, adventures, and warm friendships, proving that even in the coldest winters, love and courage could light the way.